Hello everyone, Jagger Collector here, and today I'm going to be doing a review of the Marvel Legends Ikaris from Eternals. Very excited for this movie, even though I haven't noticed that a lot of people are, which is understandable. They're not very well-known characters, but the actors are definitely well-known. Anyways, this is Ikaris. He's played by the wonderful Richard Madden from Game of Thrones and other amazing shows. This sculpt on this figure is amazing, but we'll get into that once we get into the figure. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off with the head sculpt here. This is the extra one. It has laser beams in the eye. Now, in my opinion, I don't really like this head sculpt. I feel like it doesn't really give justice for his powers. I feel like it should have actually been shooting out, but that does seem like it probably would have been a little difficult to do, but I'm sure they could have pulled it off. It's okay, but I'm definitely not going to have him displayed with it on. And if I'm being honest, even if it was shooting, probably still wouldn't have it displayed with it on because it looks too good with it off. He also comes with two, I believe they're supposed to be relaxed hands. They look pretty relaxed, but I guess you could use them as, like, power hands. But in my opinion, I think they're supposed to be kind of just chill, relaxed hands. He also comes with his two fists, which are very good, and I think I'm going to have him displayed with those. But, like, let's just take a moment to appreciate this figure. Look how shiny it is. Look how beautiful it is. I find that the camera definitely gives it justice, but it's a very good figure in person, and so are all these figures, so definitely recommend a whole bunch of them. Now, here we go. Let's go closer with them. The sculpt on all of these figures is brand new and exclusive to each and every one of them, except maybe the hands and a few tiny things, but other than that, they really went all out with these figures, and hopefully, once we see the movie, we will understand why they did. So his bio is Marvel's Ikaris. Moral, kind, and charismatic, Ikaris boasts incredible strength, flight, and the ability to project cosmic energy beams from his eyes, which is very cool. So there's the sculpt, and it's all in there. Very good. I can understand if you don't like these looks of these figures, because I do see in the movie that they're more cloth-like, but I find that this is just, it's too beautiful to pass up, in my opinion. I'm perfectly fine with this, and honestly, I think I prefer this more than the SH Figuarts ones, because those, in my opinion, look pretty bad. So I think that's pretty much all for the sculpt. You can see all the intricate things. Paint's very good, except on one spot, which I'll get to. Very smooth. Right here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's supposed to be some sort of letters or some sort of writing, but the painting's just really off on it, which I can understand because it's very intricate, but it doesn't bother me that much because when you look at it from afar, it really doesn't matter. But up close, kind of meh, but the other paint really makes up for it. Like, this perfect, everything else is perfect, and I'm really hoping to see why all these designs are on each of every figure and why they're all different in the movie. So very excited. So let's get into the articulation. Okay, so for the articulation of Ikaris, first of all, I switched out the hands and the head just so you can kind of see what it looks like with it on. It looks pretty good. I'm not going to hate on it, but kind of wish it was projecting, even though I wouldn't have it displayed with it. Looks good. Honestly, I think I'm growing on it, but it could be better. Relaxed hands look really good. I do think they're supposed to be relaxed, or I don't know. I can't really get a read on them. So for the articulation on Ikaris, and to be honest, on the rest of the male figures is very similar. So the head is on a one of these things. I think it's a ball joint. But there is a problem with this figure, which really kind of loses points for me because of this. This part always stays in the head, and it's very difficult to get the other head sculpt on. So if you're planning on putting a head sculpt on, just choose, and I think leave it like that, because it's you kind of got to either use your teeth or pliers to get this out. It's just, in general, a hassle, but just put this back on there for the articulation. It's on a ball joint, so this is the articulation. It can go side to side, 360. He can look that far up, not that much, down a little bit more, and then he has the side to side. So kind of just like the full thing, Pretty good. Arms go out that far. No butterfly joints, which I don't think would work on these figures. I think it would kind of ruin the sculpt. I think these figures are more about the sculpt than the articulation. Anyway, he has a bicep swivel, double jointed, beautiful, wondrous elbows, and the hands go up and down, and no gun hands on this figure. I think the only figure that has those is Gilgamesh, if I'm not wrong, but tend to be wrong. So anyway, the ab articulation is very similar on all of them. I think it's a ball joint. Just goes like this. He can go forward that much, back that much, and then he can go side a lot. Very good for like some flying poses. Very, very good figure. He has no like I think it's a waist cut, but he can kick up that far, and this skirt really doesn't get in the way that much. And even though he kicks up that far, the skirt kind of meshes in with the pose that you want to, or blends in with the pose that you want to get him into. So he can kick far, very far. So that's as far as his legs will go out, which is very impressive. He can kick back that much. He can kick forward that much, a little bit more. These are very soft plastic, so they don't really get in the way. He has a upper thigh cut, beautiful double jointed knees. The ankle rockers go up, down, and the wonderful ankle pivot. So that is the articulation on Ikaris. Okay, so before we wrap up the video, I just want to do a quick few comparisons here. Here we have him next to the Falcon and the Winter Soldier Bucky Barnes, which, now that I'm looking at them, they kind of look very similar. Not very, but you get what I mean. And the beautiful, I don't care if you say otherwise, Iron Man Mark 85, which is beautiful. And then I'm going to compare him next to another co-mate of the Wave, and I believe they have a relationship in the movie. This is Cersei. They look pretty good together. Oh, they're holding hands. And so's Bucky. It's a throuple. Okay, get out of here. You're not part of the Wave. But they look very good together. We'll get into a review of her later. Let me see here. Here is him next to the Deviant Crow. Very, very menacing. And I like that this guy towers over it, but we'll get over that in another review. But before we wrap up the video, I just want to say a couple more complaints. Just a few little nitpicks of the figure. I do find that he is a little tiny bit hard to stand. Might just be me, but his feet, they're good, but I don't know. They keep wanting to go back down, but that's a very small complaint. Any other complaints? Let me see. Some of the paintwork could have been done a little bit better, but that's just nitpicking. I do think that there could have been a little bit more gray in the hair, as I do think Richard Madden has a little bit more. Maybe no, I think it's a perfect haircut, but yeah, guys, that is the Marvel Legends Ikaris. Overall, I think I would give this figure an 8. I give it a 9 out of 10. There's not really a lot wrong with it. It gets the point across. It's more about if you like the character and like the movie. So, I've been Jagger Collector, and he's been Ikaris. And can you say goodbye, Ikaris? Goodbye, everyone. And I will see you in my next Marvel Legends Eternal review, which should be Makari. Thanks, guys. Bye.